Come on over, it's time for Tim Friend.
Oh shit, it's Advance Wars. Oh shit, wait, it's gone. Advance Wars. It's Advance Wars. Oh my gosh, it's me. I'm Tim Friend. We're playing Advance Wars today. This is a game that's very similar to fucking Fire Emblem, except it's different. I swear it is. I forgot what I was gonna do. Oh, I was gonna do a campaign. I was gonna do a new. Can I do a hard one? Can I do the hard mode? Can I do the hard mode? Shit. Advance, hold select when you start campaign mode. Okay, I can do that. Which one select? It's that one. Okay, hold select, campaign mode. Did that work? Shit. I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, yes it is. Okay, it says advanced campaign. Playing Advance Wars. Oh my gosh, it's like Fire Emblem, one of my favorite games. But it's modernish World War II almost times. And, it's a strategy game, yay! The story's not that important. Unlike Fire Emblem, Advance Wars is a game that I play almost entirely for the gameplay. Because the characters are invariably poor, and the dialogue's invariably boring. But the gameplay is really fun. There's, like, for all, like, everything it lacks in story, Advance Wars makes it up in gameplay. Like, there's significantly less bullshit that you can't see what's coming, or RNG, or shit like that. And there's no, like, there's a tutorial, but you can fucking skip the whole gosh dang thing, and that's great. Goddamn. So I'm playing the campaign on hard mode, which I've never done before, I think. If I have done it before, it was many times ago. Many amounts of time, and I can't remember that shit at all. So, just hopefully I can do a good today, and we can see what happens. I'm not recording Fire Emblem right now because I don't know how much time I have to record. So I'm gonna record probably just the first mission of this, because holy shit, it's already like 3 times as hard as the normal campaign. So, as you can see, we got units moving around. We got that dude moved up a tank and shot at my mans, and my mans suck balls against the tank. There's no hit chance in Advance Wars, so there's no chance of an attack going entirely to waste, which means units take a lot more damage. But, units take more damage than they would in Fire Emblem. And that's important, because in a lot of missions in Advance Wars, you get to build new units. So, it's not the end of the world if your shit is dead. Oh god, this is already terrifying. This is, like I said, I don't have any memory of playing this before, so if I lose, I'm just gonna have to restart the mission and try again, but if that happens, then I'll try to, like, cut to the highlights or shit like that, instead of just straight up forcing you to watch me play through the entire mission again, because that's boring. But, I mean, maybe it's not boring. Blew up that fucking tank. So yeah, that's sort of what's gonna happen with this one. This is a nightmare. Not sure how I'm gonna do this. So, alright. I've got my artillery here. It's a long-range unit, like an archer in Fire Emblem. And he brought up his artillery just so we could shoot at each other. His tank is right here, which will finish off this APC. And then he has a medium tank back here. So that's pretty bad. I don't like that. His medium tank is stronger than anything I have to field. And this rocket, which is like a super long range archer, is as well. How will this shit do against it? So it's gonna be harder for me to fucking, like, if you don't know Advance Wars, it's gonna be harder for you to pick this shit up, because it's not as obvious what's going on, I guess. Like, it doesn't tell you. It's not as transparent a game as Fire Emblem is, and that's okay. Like, it doesn't need to be, because there's, like, you don't level up in this game. There's no, like, fucking infantry got +2 strength. It's just like it's the same fucking infantry. Do good with it. Try your best. I think I actually worked that one out pretty well. So it can be less transparent, but, like, if I've got a tank firing at his tank and his tank's on a plane, I'm pretty much always going to do 5 damage, and he's pretty much always going to do 8 damage in return. and that's nice. It's nice. The predictability is what makes this game interesting. It makes it more chess-like than, like, I don't know. I guess I don't know what I would compare Fire Emblem to that's not chess. But it's much more strategic and less about the characters and the writing and stuff like that. And I mean, some people I'm sure like the writing a lot. I don't. I don't think it's very good. I'm sorry if you think it's good. It's, in my opinion, it's very much not. So, you know, if you're watching for that sweet Advance Wars 1 storyline, I'm probably going to be skipping a lot of the dialogue, except for the possibly insanely racist part with Almost Japan. I don't remember how racist it is. I guess we'll find out. Hooray! Yeah, it's a really fun game, despite the the poor writing, and so I like it. I'm gonna play through it. All right, so we've got these fucking infantry up here. I'm gonna use my mechanized infantry to just shoot at this one to prevent him from capturing that city. Not that there's like a huge deal if he captures that city. Like, this isn't a mission where we get to make new units. So there's no real point to having more or less cities. It's just a nice place, because cities are the only place where you can heal your units. And that's, as you can imagine, insanely important. Like, I mean, imagine if if you were playing any game and you didn't have any capability to heal your units, or like you had a really limited capability to heal your units, you would want every fucking option. And that's what makes cities really important here. And that's okay. It's okay to be really important. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I'm going to have my tank move up and almost finish off this tank. That's going to be a problem, because it looks like he is capturing cities far to the east. By he, I mean Olaf. He's sort of Russian. So I'm going to finish off his tank with my recon unit here, which, I mean, normally you would never have a recon fight a tank, but his tank was super weak, so whatever. Another thing that's good about Advance Wars is that lower HP units are weaker. So the lower HP that this dude with Jesus, lower HP that guy with a bazooka has, the less damage he does, and the less HP that tank had, the easier it was for my recon jeep with machine gun to kill him. So he just used his fucking CO power, which is like one of the only things that's bullshit in this game, is CO powers, which are basically like, you know, if you're playing chess and then you were taking a bunch of the dude's units and you're just like, oh yeah, here we go. And then eventually he was like, oh fuck, well, I'd better use my super ability. And you're just like, what the shit does that mean? And he just takes 3 of your pieces and throws them across the room. And you're like, what the fuck, dude? And he's like, sorry, that's my super ability. But his is kind of ironically my least favorite part about Fire Emblem, which is weather. And I mean, in this game, it makes more sense because it's sort of it can be more competitive. Like there's multiplayer in Advance Wars, so it makes more sense to have like an ability that for him makes everyone else slower, but he can still move fine. Like he can, like, that's a bad example. He can still move his tank like all throughout the fucking snow if he wants to, but my tank has to like crawl through the snow, and that sucks. But it makes sense. Unlike in Fire Emblem, where just everyone's penalized, so what's the fucking point? I'd like, there's Fire Emblem 1, or no, wow, I'm getting super confused. There's Advance Wars 1 and Advance Wars 2 on the Wii U Virtual Console right now, and while I think Advance Wars 2 has a better balance, like there's more commanders to choose from, and there's more gameplay in general, and I think I just the commanders are better balanced in Advance Wars 2 and more interesting, and the art's better. But the fundamental gameplay is the same, and honestly, I think the unit balance is probably better. Just the raw unit balance is probably better in this game. Don't quote me on that though, because I haven't played like against people in either of these games in like over a decade. So don't take that shit to heart. But like I like the campaign for this one much better than I like the one for Advance Wars 2. Just because the one for Advance Wars 2 it feels like, so in this game there's a tutorial which I didn't show you guys because it's boring as shit. But you can skip it in this game. Like you can, it's like I think it's like 15 little mini maps, and then whoa, look, it's telling me about a thing. Ironic since I'm talking up how well this game does the tutorial, and then it cuts in with the tutorial. I'm like, oh, fucking shut up. But so the tutorial, it's like 15 or however many little maps it is, and they're pretty short, and they each teach you like 1 or 2 things, and then you're done. You don't have to do it again. But even if you've never played this game before, you can do the last tutorial, and then you don't have to, you can do them in any order. So you can just do the last one, and then it'll be like, great, do the campaign. And you're just like, fuck, yes, that's awesome. I don't have to do like fucking all 15 chapters of Snooze Town before I can play into the actual meat. And then like the actual campaign has very few tutorials. It's just like it throws you into interesting map fights. And that's cool. That's so much better than the way fucking Advance Wars 2 does it, where it's like every chapter is a tutorial until you get to like the final fourth of the campaign. And that sucks. That's awful. I mean, to be fair, it's trying to do more with a similar amount. So it's got like, this one has like 2 commanders for every faction. Minus the secret faction. Whoa. And then Advance Wars 2 has 3 for each faction, and then each one gets 3 missions. Or no, 2 missions, I think it is. Yeah, 2 missions, and then there's a couple missions for each faction where you get to choose which commander you use. And that's fine, but like those missions are like there's imbalance between those commanders. Like among the factions, there's usually like one who's just way better for that situation than the other. So even when you're making a choice, it feels like that's not really a choice. I should definitely use this person. So it's not great. And then the chapters you do, I mean, they're short and they're sweet, and that's fine. But they're, especially in the normal difficulty campaign, they all just feel so easy. But maybe that's just me being an elitist prick, which is possible, and perhaps even likely. And it's just, it's not that engaging, the Advance Wars 2 campaign, normal mode at least. But maybe, maybe that's just me. Maybe I feel free. I'm just a little baby bumblebee. I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I like this one because it's ridiculous. Like, even in normal mode, there are some chapters where you're like, what the fuck? How am I supposed to do that? And then you figure it out and you're like, oh shit, that's awesome. It feels more like a puzzle instead of just like a, well, it's a puzzle, essentially. Like all strategy games that are like solo are basically just puzzles. But like this feels like more of a puzzle than even like Fire Emblem does, because like in a puzzle game, you know exactly what each piece is going to do. You're trying to figure out which pieces go in the right, like the right pieces for the right places, right? So this one, like each piece will do the same thing time and time again. So there is like a correct combination of pieces. Stick with me with this metaphor. I'm sorry, it's driving. So it feels like a better puzzle strategy game experience. All right, it looks like we've pretty much cleared out most of this mission, except for these top 3 motherfuckers over here. We'll catch you next time on Tim Friend. Tim Friend.